I'm Barry Trammell, and some of us thought Dominique Whaley would not even make it as a one-hit wonder. Now we wonder if he'll ever stop.
Yeah, will we see his heroics, 4 touchdowns, 100-plus yards at Florida State? We'll talk about that here on the Press Row. From the Opupco Studios, I'm Jenny Carlson. Press Row is brought to you by Cox High-Speed Internet.
It's a pop quiz from Cox. Your kids have the gadgets, but what do they really need to shoot to the top of the class? This great deal on Cox blazing fast high-speed internet. Get it today at the Cool in School sale. From Cox.
Barry, the difference between opening opponent and Florida State, huge for the Sooners. Tulsa, obviously not the defense that Florida State is. Is this going to be a repeat for Dom Whaley?
Well, you want to say no. Not likely that the Sooners would have somebody score 4 touchdowns against Florida State. But I might get out of the business of doubting Dominique Whaley, for crying out loud. I mean, this is a fairy tale story. Guy goes from backup tailback at Langston to walk on at OU to spring sensation to a guy that was mentioned as climbing the depth chart, and all of a sudden he's running wild on Tulsa on Owen Field. So I don't think it'll come that easy to Dominique Whaley, 131 yards, 4 touchdowns. But I think the guy is a major part of the plans. I don't think we're going to see him going anywhere. I think he's right there in the tailback rotation. And I tell you this, if he has a big game against Florida State, the wheels are off, the chains are off. This is going to be a national story. It's going to be a national Rudy type story. Everybody's getting on board the Dom Whaley Express.
Yeah, I had somebody ask me early this week, would Dominique Whaley still be the guy come Florida State? And I mean, I think it's a legitimate question. Everybody wonders, hey, was this guy just an opening sensation? Are we now going to see Brennan Clay, Roy Finch, some other guys that were scholarship guys, were recruited for years by the Sooners, now become the go-to guys? I think it's a legitimate question because you wonder, how can you have all these running backs that are so highly sought after get overtaken by this guy? But I think it's legit. As Barry said, you look at the numbers, obviously it's not going to be as easy sledding against Florida State, but he clearly has the mentality, the physicality to get the job done. And I think, those scholarship guys are now looking to fight for playing time with Dominique Whaley. I don't think there's any doubt that this guy was missed on. But the Sooners have now said, we're not going to miss on this guy anymore. He's our guy.
Here's the deal. If you just bring some fans, talent scouts, coaches, whoever, just took them out to an Oklahoma football game or a football practice, don't tell anybody's name, don't tell anybody's background, and just say, here's the tailbacks. Tell me what you think. You'd come out and you'd say, this Dominique Whaley guy, that's what you're looking for. He's bigger than the other guys. He's just as fast, maybe not as elusive as Clay and Roy Finch, but fast enough to get the job done. He can run between the tackles. He's what you're looking for in a tailback. And, the knock against him is that other people haven't thought he's good in his past. But the truth of the matter is, he's every bit as good as what you need in a major college tailback. He's been excellent for the Sooners in practice, in scrimmages, not just over the course of a week or two, but over the course of 2 years. He's proved it in a game. I think it's time to stop doubting Dominique Whaley.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about any thoughts at OU that, people are wondering, wow, can this guy do it? No, I think they know that this guy can do it. And again, the remarkable nature of this story, here's a guy that he sat in the post-game interviews last week after his big game against Tulsa and was asked about being a walk-on, which he still is. He's still not a scholarship guy. He had to get a job these last couple years at Subway. There was a Subway right at the corner of Jenkins and Lindsay where he would go from practice to making sandwiches. Who else is doing that? And now, when asked about that, what do you do to make money? He sort of, had a moment of realization and said, I need to get another job soon. Here's a guy that it looks like he's going to be the featured tailback at Oklahoma, and he's thinking, I might need to pick up a part-time job. Here's what he needs to pick up, a scholarship offer. We've talked about it before. I'm going to keep hammering it. He is deserving of a scholarship. I don't know where they get it, Barry, but he deserves a scholarship. Hey, stay with the best coverage team anywhere, newsok.com, and every day in the Oklahoman.